The name of Baji Rao always comes up whenever one talks of some of the bravest and most successful warriors in Indian history. As a commander, Baji Rao knew how to win every time. The lightning fast strikes of his army were simply devastating for the enemy forces. Backed by this lean and potent war machine, Peshwa Baji Rao once declared his dream of Maratha sovereignty over India, saying, "The time has come to snatch power from the weak, debauched and opium-addicted Mughals." In fact, Peshwa led the Marathas in nearly 41 battles over 20 years, and his army remained undefeated, no matter how powerful the opposition or difficult the challenges were. What distinguishes Baji Rao as a great warrior in the history of India compared to the others? Let's explore. If we want to know why Baji Rao is called the greatest general, we need to start by understanding his war strategy as well as his attack and escape techniques. Aurangzeb once called the Maratha soldiers mountain rats. The mountainous country of the Deccan made it possible for the Marathas to adapt guerrilla tactics successfully. Baji Rao named these units Hazurat. Baji Rao had set up a dedicated specialized training facility that housed a large number of Deccan breed horses, specially groomed for rapid movement. Only specially trained horse-mounted fighting troops went into combat. This agile unit would quickly inflict heavy damage in face-to-face battles with extremely light swords and straightened spears. These warriors were given the title of Raut. As a result, they could travel over 40 miles a day, accomplishing an attack and exiting without the enemy having enough time to respond. Nobody knew better than Baji Rao how to motivate his soldiers. He said to his brother Chimaji Appa, "Remember that the night has nothing to do with sleep. It was created by God to raid the territory held by your enemy. The night is your shield, your screen against the cannons and swords of a vastly superior enemy force." To understand Peshwa Baji Rao's prowess in warfare, it is essential to take a closer look at two of his famous battles: the Battle of Palkhed in 1728 and the Siege of Delhi in 1737. Nizam Asaf Jha, the most powerful general of the Mughal Empire and the Subedar of Deccan, attacked the kingdom of Maharaja Shahuji. In response, Peshwa Baji Rao executed a plan that only a highly skilled military commander could conceive. Instead of launching a direct attack on the army of Nizam Asaf Jha, Baji Rao used a diversion tactic by attacking parts of Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat that were a part of Nizam's empire. The Nizam could not decode this move and, as anticipated, started chasing Peshwa Baji Rao's army. In reality, Baji Rao had laid a trap for the vastly superior army of the Nizam. He lured him to the dry hills of Palkhed, 20 miles west of Aurangabad. Nizam found himself trapped in the waterless hills and his army's supplies were cut off by the Peshwa's attack. Cut off from water and food supplies, Nizam was forced to capitulate and sign the humiliating Treaty of Mungi Pethan on March 6, 1728. Soon, another great victory awaited Peshwa Bajirao in Delhi. During earlier diplomatic negotiations, the Mughals had agreed to grant the Marathas the right to collect chauth. Chauth means 1/4 in Sanskrit, and a state had to give 1/4 of its revenue to the Marathas in taxes. However, the Mughal emperor was delaying in signing the farman for the same. So, the Peshwa decided to show the Mughals the might of the Marathas. On November 12, 1736, Peshwa Bajirao commenced his march towards the Mughal capital of Delhi from Pune with a force of 50,000 cavalrymen. As news reached the Mughal emperor Muhammad Shah of the advancing Maratha army, he ordered Sadat Ali Khan, along with other governors, to march from Agra, check the Maratha advance, and stop him from entering Delhi. Smarting under his previous defeat, Nizam hurried north with his forces. The Peshwa then sent an advance guard of 10,000 cavalrymen under Malhar Rao Holkar and Pilaji Jadhav, two of his best generals, to deceive the enemy. But soon, his army faced resistance from Sadat Khan, who led a force of 150,000 against them. To deceive Sadat Ali Khan, the Maratha army withdrew and, according to the plan, returned to the Peshwa near Gwalior. This was a move by Bajirao that the Mughal army commanders could not anticipate. They assumed they had won. As they sat down to celebrate their victory, the Peshwa's army quietly passed through the Jat states of the Mewar region and suddenly appeared on the outskirts of Delhi. With just 50,000 soldiers, the Peshwa forced the Mughal Empire to submit. As a result, the Mughal emperor accepted defeat and agreed to honor his commitments. This battle occurred on March 28, 1737, in the place where Delhi's Talkatora Stadium stands today. Saluting their bravery and valor, British Army officer Bernard Montgomery once said, Bajirao was the best cavalry commander India ever had. The warrior who remained undefeated in the face of death all his life finally breathed his last on April 28, 1740, due to illness in a battle camp. The name of Peshwa Bajirao I will always be remembered in history for his battle skills and military strategies. For such a saga of valor, poet Gopal Das Neeraj wrote, मैं तूफानों में चलने का आदी हूँ, तुम मत मेरी मंजिल आसान करो, है फूल रोकते, कांटे मुझे चलाते, मरुस्थल पहाड़ चलने की चाह बढ़ाते, सच कहता हूँ जब मुश्किलें न होती हैं, मेरे पग तब चलने में भी शर्माते।